Hello. How are you?
Hello, I am great. How are you?
I am fantastic. How was your day?
It's been a long one, but a good one.
I know, hasn't it? I just got back from the vet at five. I had an appointment scheduled at 5:30, and I was like, "Oh, why did I schedule an appointment at the end of the day like that?" But fortunately, they were running right on time, so I was out lickety split. We just had to get yearly shots.
Oh, nice.
Bob, not me. I've already had my rabies shot. I'm good.
Same. Hey,
Can y'all hear us
addicted
in the chat
mind.
okay? I know you can
V.
hear Rabbit, no problem. Her sound's always good. My sound is always garbage.
Yours is
Um,
good. To me, anyway.
you know what? It's always good between you and I. It's just after it plays, it goes to upload. It's ugh, girl. I'm sending back the big mic, and the last thing I'm going to try before biting the bullet and going to either laptop or desktop, which I really don't want to do, is the lavalier, the kind that you wear the pack on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last thing I'm going to try. Okay, so Dazed, you can hear us okay? Hello, everybody. Addicted Mind, how are you? V, how you doing? Fuzzy Pink Feed. I love that name. That's so cute. Let's see. I gotta break out my glasses here. So, how many people watched um the the mommies and their sons? Now, Rabbit, had you ever watched this show before we decided to torture ourselves with this endeavor?
I had actually never even heard of it, so it blew my mind. I don't think I knew what to expect. I kind of had an idea, but it has totally surpassed everything I could ever imagined, and not in a good
Yeah.
way.
Do you feel like your life has come full circle now
Yeah.
that you've watched all this?
Yeah, I'm a different person inside. It is so disturbing. It's also funny, but I don't know. We'll get into the nitty-gritty details, but oh my gosh. And there's one very strange thing that is really annoying me. Do not let me
Just
forget.
one?
Um well, it's something that doesn't pertain to the fact that they're all insane, but
Oh.
it's just a tiny little thing, and I know you had to have noticed.
Oh, well, I have 6 pages of notes, so hit me
Ah.
with it.
I'll go ahead and say it. I can't stand oh my gosh, and it's gonna take a minute to get used to these names. I'm still thinking of 90 Day Fiance over here, so I'm getting names all mixed up, but it is, um, they're Muslim, I think, and it is his freaking little socks. Why?
His what? His
His
what? Wait,
his
wait, wait,
his
wait.
little tiny socks.
Wait. Oh, girl. Wait a
Did you
minute now.
not see them?
Tell me the names. Oh boy, I hope we're on the same.
It starts with a J. The mother's 62.
Oh.
She came to the
Uh,
apartment.
yes,
Emily.
yes,
Is it
yes.
Emily?
That is Shakib and Layla.
Layla. Yes. Okay. Shakib. Yes.
Me love you long time. Layla, crazy bitch.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
the socks. What?
He had little tiny, and they barely covered his toes and his heels. And I guess it's to keep your carpet clean. That's all I can figure. Oh my gosh. I
How
couldn't.
did I not see that?
Oh, you got to go back and look. It just makes him it just, I already am, I question him
I
as it is. And that just did it for me. He is
I
my
think I
number
was.
one most hated
I think. Oh, really? Oh, okay,
because of the
okay.
socks. Just because of the
I
socks.
thought. I thought I would take the liberty of sharing something with the class before we got really rolling here because I think it is, well, I think it's very pertinent to this discussion. And that is called, now I'm sure I'm not going to pronounce this correctly. Um, I'm going to say the Jocasta complex. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Okay, well, I had not either. But when I Googled, what do you call what do you call a mother who wants to have sex with her son?
Just go right for the throat.
Well, this is what, believe it or not, as I knew there would be, with my helpful friend Google, they gave me this. It directed me to Wikipedia to something called the Jocasta complex. That's how we're going to say it until informed that it's pronounced otherwise. And the Jocasta complex is named for Jocasta, imagine that, a Greek queen who unwittingly married her son Oedipus. Now we've all heard of old Oedipus and that type of complex. The Jocasta complex is similar to the Oedipus complex, in which a child has sexual desire towards their parent. The term is a bit of an extrapolation. I cannot pronounce that name. Hold on 1 second. Logical conversion theater that may be used to cover. Oh, I think I had, hold on. Sometimes when I take the screenshot, I can't get it all in one. Basically, what it is yeah, just what I said. It's a mother who wants to have carnal knowledge of her son. And I think that at the very least, at least one of these nutcases that applies to. But the one I'm thinking of does not make an appearance until episode 3. So,
Yes, yes.
shall we start with, now I did this kind of like I took notes on 90 Day. So I went episode by episode, and in the order of appearance is how I wrote the notes. So while I just look over these really quick, is there, I think a couple of people came in the chat that I did not say hello to. So if you want to do that while I just real quickly
Absolutely.
run through this first
I
little set
think
of notes here.
I think I missed saying hi to Fuzzy Pink Feet and V. If I said hi again. And Prissy Penny Pincher in the house, half pint. Penny Pimp Daddy, hello. And of course, hello, Dazed. Hello, everybody. Let me make
Yes,
sure I
and
didn't
hello
miss
from me
anyone.
as well.
Yes, hello and hello and hello. An addicted mind, yes. That is everybody. We're a small group, but we are mighty. And this is such a good show. If you guys have not watched it yet, you really need to catch up. It's only 3 episodes in, and it has set itself up to be, it's going to be a doozy. I have a feeling.
Yeah, look, we've already like given you a scientific term for this that, well, I'd never heard until now. And
God,
I
the
have to say, I
carnal
think I could have
thing.
gone my whole life without becoming aware of this. So,
Yeah, carnal knowledge. I just don't like that phrase. Hey, tattoos and unicorns.
well, it sounded better than what Wikipedia called it, which was much less delicate, we'll just say. Oh, God,
Oh
these people are
gosh, I could
disgusting.
gag.
Um, all right. I have to admit that I did watch season 1 of this show. I did not see anything in season 2, and the only mommies and little baby boys that were in previous seasons, at least thus far, up to episode 3. The only ones are Shakib and Layla, and uh, Matt and what is that bitch's name? Kelly. Oh, once we get through the first episode, I'm going to have questions for you.
Ooh,
So,
big
in
fun. Hey,
order
Fizz Crank. Sorry.
in order of appearance.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's start off with Christy and Robert's mom, Nancy. Christy is 26, Robert is 28. They are from California, and they are actually married. Y'all, not everyone on this show is married. In fact, most of them are not, which really makes me wonder why. I mean, I cannot come up with, let's just say it like this. If any of these men were eligible and available for, shacking up, getting married, whatever the case may be, I'm trying to picture a scenario where I could be this desperate that I would want. I don't care how much money they had. I don't get it. I do not get it. They're not, in my opinion, not one of them, possibly one, is even remotely, passably attractive.
I agree
They
with
all
that.
seem to be, well, nobody looks like they're independently wealthy. Let's just say that. So, yeah, the bar is real low. So Christy's 26, Robert is 28. They are married. They have two daughters, Christina and Kimmy. And those little girls, I believe, are, what are they, like 6 and 8? They're little kids.
Yeah, they're young.
So they are actually married, these two, and mom is Nancy. Um, Nancy is a,
Biatch.
I picture Nancy being like a, well, she's like a gangbanger mom, don't you think?
I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah, like, and in the when we first meet Nancy, she is in this abomination that it's like a cross between Rave and Forever 21 for the geriatric tacky ass set. It's this hideous ass long gray shirt. Put it this way: if a girl with fantastically toned arms and super skinny was wearing that, I would still think tacky, tacky, tacky. But when you're a young girl, you can get away with shit like that. Nancy, no, not so much. Nancy reminds me of, well, I wonder if she's ever appeared on another show like this. Love After Lockup, don't they have, or Prison Mom, something like that? Can't you picture Nancy rolling up to San Quentin to go picture her? She's got the really gross, like, non-existent, like, there's no hair follicle left in her overly tweezed brows. Ladies, take a good hard look at Nancy's eyebrows. This is what happens when you cannot stop plucking. Quit tweezing your eyebrows to non-extinction, because then you have to take a very dark pencil like Nancy does and draw what I call sperm brows. Those are those,
Oh my
like,
gosh, yes.
am I wrong?
You're not wrong, no.
No,
And
no.
she's
Um,
49, right? Is that correct? She is 49.
I will tell you in one moment how
I
old Nancy
remember
is.
thinking to myself, like, Wow. I feel really, really good after watching her.
Yeah, Nancy is a yeah, Nancy, that's a hard she's a hard 49. A very hard
She is.
49.
She and she oh gosh, and she had some kind of tracksuit on, but it wasn't a full-on tracksuit. She had some kind of sweater on. It didn't make sense. So as far as her look, she is just
Ghetto
absolutely
ratchet.
two,
She's
yes,
ghetto
two
ratchet.
thumbs down.
Yeah, she's gross. She is, and here's the good news. Nancy is as ugly on the inside as she appears to be on the outside.
Oh yeah.
She's, oh, and wait, we can't forget this. She's got on a shit ton of foundation. I'm talking like put on with a trowel, okay? Just ladies, when you get to be a certain age, foundation, it falls in those rather large pores like Nancy has, and it just accentuates. Nancy's face looks like the texture of her skin. Do you remember what was his name from Greece? Kaniki? Was that his name? Remember
Yes.
Rizzo's boyfriend?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, he was one of the, was that his name? Yes, his name was Kaniki. Yes, that's who she looks like. That's who her skin looks like. Um,
One of the
I
T-birds.
hate Nancy,
Okay,
but
Fizz does not like Nancy either. He said he
no,
would like to punch her in the face.
yeah, we're not being hard on Nancy. Nancy is an ugly bitch,
Yes, she is.
inside and out. So
Hey, Kim, by the way.
she.
And
Oh,
B,
here's the last thing I'm going to comment on about Nancy's makeup.
Soper. Okay, go ahead.
Um, to go along with that gangbanger look, that like geriatric gangbanger thing she's got going on, same for the
Geriatric
prison wife.
gangbanger.
She has taken what appears to be eyeliner and used it to line her lips and then fill it in as you do when you're ghetto ratchet with, you use a black or almost black liner, and then naturally you're going to fill it in with something that's, devoid of color. So you look kind of like I don't know, some kind of demented ghetto clown.
She's definitely
Ladies,
demented. She doesn't
yes,
she there is not one thing about her.
no,
And in
no,
some of these cases it's going to be different. But literally, she has nothing about her that's redeemable for me. Not yet, anyway.
yeah. And he is okay, so Robert is, quote, a farmer by day and an MMA fighter by night. Yeah, uh-huh. That's a new one. So far, I haven't seen Farmer Robert planting anything. Um, but the wife Christy stays at home, and he is training for some big upcoming fight where he apparently, if he does well in this fight, he is going to be able to go into UFC. That's what he says. So okay. Um, and while Christy is a stay-at-home mom, she is also a self-described nutritionist for Robert. Not by, she does not have any formal, training as that, but she's just acting as his, that's, she helps him out with that. And did she not, she said that they met at the gym, correct? Isn't that how they met originally? I
Yes.
think it was.
Yes, I think that's exactly what she said.
Um, and Christy says that Nancy always hated her because she was pregnant when they got married. And Nancy very proudly tells you that she is known as Crazy Mom. Okay, yeah,
She
somebody
told
might
the
want to
truth.
explain to Nancy that that's not a compliment. But it's you would have to dig. Well, you couldn't dig deep enough to find to find something redeeming about this woman. So Nancy it shines through loud and clear that she does detest this woman. I mean, Christy, on first glance, and all the way up through the 3 episodes that we watched, I haven't seen her. I've just seen nothing that. I, I'll tell you what. I would have firebombed Nancy's house. I'd have taken a contract hit out on her.
Oh my gosh. She is a little
Chris,
subdued for somebody that's having to put up with that nonsense.
uh, and Nancy. Oh, how did I refer to her? I said that Nancy. Oh, let me find it. Oh, I said Nancy is ugly as sin and has permanent stank face. Like she just does. She I picture if you ever ran across Nancy in line at Target, or oh no, Nancy wouldn't be at Target. That's too classy for her. Well, let's just say you're in line with Nancy somewhere. Nancy's the kind that if you look at her wrong, or God forbid you say something she doesn't like, she's probably waiting for you out in the parking lot. Like she's gonna cut a bitch over nothing. Nancy's awful.
Agreed. I don't she is to me, oh gosh, where to even begin?
Oh, I
I,
also said
I
she is a ratchet ghetto gangbanger old lady.
that pretty much sums it up from top to bottom. She's just not friendly. There's no give with her. And maybe the reason, oh, what's her name, is not showing a whole lot of emotion is because, all the whatever amount of time
It's
they've been
been beaten
together,
out
she's
of her.
just, yeah, she's literally
Yeah.
exhausted from even having to deal with her.
I mean, here's just a few quotes from Nancy. Quote: I don't like Christy. I've never liked Christy. Because she says that Christy trapped. She got pregnant to trap Robert, her baby. I can't believe. Oh, I did write it down. Robert is one of 7 kids.
Holy sh!
Yeah. So Christy is kind of like, she's well, as most people with her mentality, birth control clearly was not something that she excelled at, let's just say. And she actually gets one of the brothers. Well, in the opening scene, after we meet them, the next scene that they have is Robert's in the gym. He's training for this thing. Christy is there just kind of like sitting on the ringside. And here comes Nancy rolling up into the gym. And this is no exaggeration. She, her big thing is that she doesn't think Robert, that Christy doesn't feed Robert like she should. Christy doesn't know how to cook. I mean, she's crucifying this woman. I mean, well, because she's breathing, but one of her big hangups is, well, she doesn't feed my baby like I do.
Which I find strange because, I mean, is she new? Does she not understand if she loves him so much what he is doing and why he is trying to make weight? Like, it doesn't even make sense. She's
You know what I
insane.
think it is? I think she's so, because I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. I think when you listen to her speak, she is so clearly to me, and I'm not just saying this because I hate her guts. She's ignorant. Okay. She to me sounds like someone who I I'm going to be careful how I say this. Let's just, I'm just going to leave it at Nancy. I think probably at best might have a ninth grade education, and that's me being generous. She is she's not a bright woman. And when she rolls up in the gym with, I think she's like, she controls, because she says, oh, my baby loves the way I cook for him. Do you remember when she came to the gym and swear to God, she put a bib on his neck that had, what did it have on it? I think it had little dogs. Yeah.
See, that's where I have to suspend reality a little bit to be in order to enjoy it without totally thinking this is all a huge setup because A, why would she come to the gym to feed him? You would think maybe she'd come by the house when he got back, make sure he ate, yada yada, be a freak. But to come to the freaking gym and not even bring the wife anything, mind you, only him, and then slap a bib on a grown man, ew.
With dogs on it. This isn't like we went to the the big box, like Legal Seafood, where you'll see people who get crab claws or lobster or whatever, and they wear this stupid plastic bib so you don't ruin your nice shirt. No, this was like what you'd put on a toddler, and it had dogs on it. It just, oh my God, I hate this woman so much.
What I wonder what the people he fights when they see this, and that's granted if he ever made it any further than where he was during the show, they want to beat the brakes off him if they see him
I
with
think
his
that
bib
they're
on.
I think that they're scared that Nancy will beat their ass. So they
Probably.
you know how they do the little outtakes where they'll show just little pieces. In one of those outtakes, she was cutting his food. Oh, that was in the gym. After she put the bib on, she literally cut his food for him. They showed her shaving his face.
Do you think that's legit? Do you think just like right now, wherever they are, that she's doing this?
I think they do exaggerate some of this because they would. But I gotta say, do I think she actually rolls up in the gym and puts a bib on him and cuts his food? I mean, I hope not, but you don't get on one of these shows by being normal.
That's true. That's true. And even the
So,
idea that she would do it, even just for the show, is bizarre.
and that he would let her. I, I, I just can't. So even the wife said, or he said in the opening, that when it was just Robert and Christy sitting there, she said at this, well, they both kind of said it at the same time. They eloped so that they didn't have to invite her to the wedding because he knew that his mom hates her. It's one thing to be a horrible, wretched, bitch hole mother in law when there's no children involved.
Bitch hole.
She's a bitch hole. She's a bitch. She's a deep bitch hole. Um, but they have two children together. How can you be so vicious to the mother of your grandchildren? Although, if you believe Nancy, well, let me make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself here. Christy, Nancy also said, quote, Christy trapped my son. And at some point when they're talking about this shit with the food again, Robert says, I sneak off to my mom's house at least 1 or 2 times a week for food. You can tell that I would be curious to know if the mother does this with the other kids. Because did you notice that when he snuck over to the house and his gay brother who, oh
Oh,
God,
he's a bitch hole too. Yeah,
he
he's the
is, God
same.
almighty, is he an
Hey, Brad.
asshole. Oh, you can tell he's got mom's personality.
He does. I was kind of hoping that when he was sitting there and she said something that he was going to speak up or make a face, but no,
Mm,
no, he was on board. And the
yep, he
mother, good
was.
point. Dazed asked if Nancy has a man, and I do not think she does. No.
Oh, God almighty. If she does, no, he's in San Quentin.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we find that out later.
Nancy is a prison bitch, okay? Nancy, the only way Nancy can get a man, I would imagine, is when they're out on parole, when they get paroled from San Quentin or Pelican Bay. They get out, nature calls, and for the 4.5 minutes that they're amongst us in the free world, yeah, I think Nancy I would be willing to bet that of those 7 kids, I'm thinking Nancy's probably, I would, at the very least, 3 different men, probably more like 4. Your
Which
guess?
may contribute to her little question. Hey, Janica.
What what was the question again?
I think you're getting ready to roll up on it with the test. Maybe she's thinking that because she is that.
Well, I don't know. I Nancy said, quote, the first day I saw Christy, I knew she was bad news, and she gave me a bad vibe. Christy trapped my son Robert. Oh yeah. And it makes you wonder, can you imagine at any point in your life if you met a man and you loved and you were crazy about this man, because Robert has does not seem to have, he's a pussy, okay? Let's just call it what it is. He is a puss boy. He has no balls. I mean, hell, his brother, I think, was more, the brother probably would have been a better choice for the wife. I, I'm just, what I'm getting at is, can you imagine loving a man enough to see Nancy and still marry into this family?
Absolutely not. Absolutely heck no. None of these freaking losers. And I feel bad for him. I think that he's been babied. And you know what? I think honestly, it's not so much that he misses his mommy. I think it's the food. I think that he just wants to eat.
I think I tend to agree about, I absolutely agree about, I don't believe it's that he misses mommy. I think he's a puss boy who is used to mommy having called all the shots his entire life. And I mean, let's face it, she had to have been oh, she had to have been one miserable bitch. And, in 7 kids, you're going to get clearly the brother is like her. Robert, I don't know where he falls in the order of the kids, but I have a feeling this might have been a case of going along to get along to try and survive Nancy. He probably just, I think Nancy, and truthfully, I don't think Nancy really, it's all about her, great love for her son. I think it's a control thing. I think Nancy
Absolutely.
wants to dominate and control everyone around her. And he, oh, I don't know, but Nancy, Christy better, I don't know. I don't know how you, I don't know. I don't know how you deal with. I'll be shocked if this marriage makes it. And appearing on this show isn't going to help the chances of that. Oh, Christy said Nancy controls all her kids and everyone around her. When I came into the picture, that's when she immediately hated me. And I have no doubt that that is absolutely a fact. I think, oh God. Yes, this in this episode is when, well, Nancy, being the ignorant asshole that she is, things like genetics, that way over Nancy's head. That is way beyond Nancy's little tiny intellectual ability. So, because one of these girls doesn't look like her baby Robert, she doubts that he is actually the father of that little girl.
And that's where it comes in that I think uh maybe she lied in her past about one of her kids belonging to somebody or something. You know what I'm saying? Like what? But I do question, just to play devil's advocate for a second, why? I mean, I understand why that would be a low blow just to, whip out because she literally hates her. But I wonder if there's something we don't know.
Even if there is, how,
That's
I don't
true.
care how
That's
much
true.
she hates that woman, to, I mean, if there's a 1% chance that you're wrong, are you, like, does this dumbass not understand that, oh, we have this new thing now? It's called the internet. And whatever you shoot your mouth off about, like, it never goes away.
I didn't even
So
think of that.
if
Yeah.
there's a 1% chance that Nancy could be wrong, and of course there's a, well, because it's Nancy, I'd say there's a 99% chance that Nancy's wrong. How could you be so cruel that you could, well, let's play devil's advocate. Suppose that that is not Robert's child. That doesn't change the fact that they are married and they have another child that, looks just like her baby. So that one, she thinks that child's great. So even if it came to light that that was not his child, how could you be so hateful and cruel to a child that is going to be in your family in one way or another forever? I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
it's
And the
inexcusable.
child is not a baby either. So this
Hmm.
kid's been around a second. So, has she
I,
been mistreating the kid, acting weird to the
oh
kid?
hell yes. Oh, I'd be shocked if she hadn't. I
Uh,
want to say,
the show is called I Love a Mama's Boy on Discovery Plus.
um, And all of this because that dumbass is too damn stupid to understand. Let me tell you, my mom and dad, my sibling and I, well, guess what? We don't look anything alike. No, we don't have the same color eyes. We don't have the same color hair. And one of us is very tall and one of us is very short. And I know that he is my full sibling. I mean, that is how stupid this woman is. That she thinks that because the kid doesn't look like him. Oh, well, it's not his. I mean, I have so little patience for stupid people that I would hate her even if she was dumb and had a decent disposition. Never mind mean as a snake and dumb as wood. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Nancy. Oh, yeah, I see. We went over the brother. Nancy says very proudly that she doesn't give a damn how Christy feels about her assertion on national television that she doesn't think the one child is her son's. She's just a vile piece of shit. I cannot stand her. There's nothing this vile bitch could do to redeem herself. Not for me.
No, I agree, and I hope that well, we'll see, but I hope that Christy just cuts her off entirely and has zero to do with her. I wouldn't even let her in my house at that point.
Oh, I wouldn't either. I
Yeah,
wouldn't either.
that it would be game over. I would tell him, "You wanna see her, you go there. She's not coming here around my kids."
Uh-huh. And yeah, he'd be getting an ultimatum, but you know what? I think Christy is smart enough to know that Robert has no balls and no backbone. And I think the reason she doesn't give him an ultimatum, at least in the first episode, is because I don't think that she has the confidence that he's got enough stones to pick his wife over his mommy.
I
So,
agree. He
okay, so
probably
fortunately,
wouldn't.
God's going to take mercy on us, and we're done talking about those assholes. Okay, now, woo, moving on to Matt, 31, his girlfriend Brittany, 26, and mom Kelly, who's 59. They are also from California. And Matt and mom Kelly appeared on season 1. I'm not sure about 2. I think maybe not just because of what the opening, but they're back. And I will tell you that in season 1, well, hold on, we'll get there in a minute. Okay, so Matt, what do you think of Matt? I think he's not a bad looking guy. He's a little dorky for my taste, but of all of them that we've met that were meet in this episode, I think he's probably, to me, let me just see who else we got. Yeah, I would say of all of them, he's probably the most attractive of them all to me.
Now, is this Matt? Okay, this is the group that Brittany is the new girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Ugh,
Yes.
he gets on my nerves. She gets on my nerves. The girlfriend I like.
Yes. I do
Um,
too.
the mother
Um,
reminds me of a school teacher. I don't know why.
who? The mom?
Yes, she
Kelly
reminds
reminds
me
you of
of
a school
somebody that
teacher?
has his mother.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I the opening scene. Oh, So that's
Oh, so she comes in there when he's taking a shower with her freaking dog in a stroller. God.
and so the deal with these two is in the first season, Matt had a girlfriend who was a cute girl. She was a blonde. She was different than the one that he's got now, but seemed like a very nice girl. He was crazy about her, and because mommy has such gross. This to me is one of the really disgusting, inappropriate ones. Um, Whereas Nancy, that we just talked about, is a total bitch. Kelly, Kelly's Kelly's sick. I think Kelly. Well, here's what she said. Now, apparently, they live on a little bit of property, and Matt, despite being how old is he? 31. So despite being 31 years old, Matt has never left the nest. So when he had this last girlfriend, mom was not about to let them move because she needs to, see her baby boy every single day. They do spa days. It's just so gross. So in order to keep him there, because I actually think in season one, I think had it not been for Kelly, so in that opening scene where you see her walk into that house with her dog in the stroller and her dumbass, what the hell is she wearing? Like on her feet, these like bear slippers that look like giant bear claw. It just oh God, she's just this bitch is riddled with issues. In order to keep her baby boy, in the line of sight at all times, she told him with the first girlfriend that we'll build you a house in our backyard. So not only did she, I'm quite sure, pay for all of it, she wanted full reign to design it. And, he's spineless like all the rest of these idiots, and he let her. So that is when this season starts. He is in that house, as he explains, solo, single, because his last relationship did not work out. Yeah, that's because that girl, I think that girl really tried to get along with this disgusting bitch, but there's no one, there is no woman in the world who's going to put up with this. So in the opening scene, here comes little short fat Kelly with she's she's got that like old lady helmet hair where it's got all these layers, and she, teases the shit out of it with a rat tail comb, sprays it with a veil of Aquanet so that, a friggin' bullet wouldn't penetrate it. She's short and dumpy. She's very, she leans towards very loud. She's a big fan of Lily Pulitzer. I actually saw a few things on the first season that I had, which I immediately like removed from my wardrobe and gave away to the
Oh, you
Goodwill.
guys are twinsies.
Oh God. So yeah, here she comes walking from her house to his house on the property, pushing her stroller. Really? A stroller for your dog? Does the dog shit in the stroller? Like,
Oh, you can guarantee it.
does it get to get on the ground to go potty before she? Do you remember what she said when she walked right in the house? No knocking or anything, because it's her baby, and I'm sure she thinks it's her house because it's on her property, and let's face it, it is. Do you remember what she said as she walked right into the master bedroom where he was in nothing but his underwear? Do you remember what she did and what
I
she said?
remember it was inappropriate. I can't remember exactly what, but it was gross. I do
Oh,
remember
well,
that.
I wrote it down, so don't you worry. She said, quote, as she strolls right on in there, no knocking, no nothing, and it looks like they have a bathroom that's, it kind of looks like it's one of the, what the hell do they call that, where it's open on either end. Of course, I'm presuming it has doors. She looks at him in his underwear and she does this. Whoa. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
Gross, yes. I would like to kick her through a window. Hey, Stacy.
And after you kick her through the window, I'm going to take a fucking sprinkler on a stake and I'm going to drive it between her eyes.
I'm gonna set
Oh,
her
pardon
I'm
Pardon
gonna set her
me.
dog stroller on fire.
I hate her. She
I
is
hate her and her dog.
disgusting. There is no, that is so sick. There's no circumstance in this world where I want to see my son and and y'all, these were not just like boxer brief underwear. They were like the well, are they, what do they call those where they're not tidy whities, but they fit like tidy whities, but they're kind of cut like a boxer, but they're not loose like a boxer short. Oh my God, y'all. So disgusting. I,
First of all, there is never, ever, and let me make this clear, there is never a time in my life, nor will there ever be, and nor should there be in anybody else's, where the word hubba should ever be uttered, let alone back to back. That makes me want to put my head through a wall.
that old bitch is just showing her age there. Hubba, hubba, hubba. And
I,
it
I
wasn't
I
just,
agree with Fizz on this. What do you think?
oh, I didn't, hold on, let me see. It wasn't just the words. It, oh, yes, yes. Matt is gay. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yep,
I,
I agree with that.
actually, and you know what? I think that Kelly, on one hand, I think that would make her incredibly happy. On the other hand,
Oh, it would.
I think she knows it will also be her biggest nightmare because let me tell you something, gay
Oh,
men,
yeah. There's
they
no
don't play that
boyfriend coming
shit.
in putting up with that mouth. No, he will fight her in
No,
the yard.
no, no. I do think some of Kelly's insanity is a little put on and exaggerated for the show, but a little bit. Not,
Yeah,
I,
they are more creepy than the first bunch. Like they had that creep factor. The what's her face, gosh, Robert's mom. She just seems like straight up
oh, she's a bitch.
smothersome
She's
bitch.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one seems to have some more mental things kind of going on, but something funny though. Once we get to that part, I'll wait till you get to that part and then I'll bring it up and see if you noticed.
And I tell you, I hated her in season one, and she is exactly as she was in that season. So all right, we got that. All right, so Matt says that his 4-year relationship had recently broken up because, quote, she didn't accept my mom the way I do. My mom is invested 110% into my world. She's my best friend. We live 20 feet from each other. And I wrote, better plan on being single forever.
Absolutely. He needs to go ahead and freaking marry his mother.
Oh, I
God.
think she would.
Hey, Dank.
I don't think Kelly wants to
Oh,
marry him. I
God.
think she just wants to have the honeymoon with him. Truthfully,
Gross.
I,
Well,
it
we know
is
she wants
gross.
to be
She's
buried with
gross,
him.
huh?
We know she wants to be buried with him.
Uh huh. Yeah. Yep. And it is. What's interesting is this is when I Googled. This was the point in which I Googled what's it called when a mother wants to have sex with her son. Okay. Um, yeah, so after Nancy's jaw, yeah, how about your mom like strolling up in your house, no knocking? I mean,
With her
and I'm
dog
not
and a
even
damn
talking about
stroller.
just going through the front door in general. Like I can deal with that part, but to proceed right into the master bedroom slash bathroom without knocking, without announcing yourself, without anything, yeah, no, that that's just
And that's I guess that's the thing about it is if she's being overbearing, you would think that he would at least say, gosh, mom, do you have to do that? Or, something. But yeah, just nothing.
he likes it.
There's yeah.
He
Ugh,
likes
yeah.
it. He so after she rolls up and gets over her shock at seeing her son in his underwear, um she tells him that she's come over with comfort food. Quote, we are mending together, as she is sitting on the couch holding his hand like this, like they've just been through. She truly sees this. Here, I'm getting ready to call him a kid. I mean, he's 31. She truly believes that she is and always will be an integral part of his daily existence. And I think that she will listen. A woman could come knock on the door that would be every mother's dream. Beautiful, smart as hell, fantastic career, blah 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 blah. The a woman that you built like build a bear, and she would find a reason not to let that relationship go forward, because I think, well, God knows her own husband probably hasn't had sex with her in a very long time, because I mean, what is wrong with his dad to
Yeah, and we know that she does, and that's what had
oh
mentioned earlier. We know there is a
God, I hate these
dad
people.
because he did make the remark, I want something like you and dad have. So we know there is a dad somewhere
Oh
in
yeah,
this
no,
one.
there is. There very much is. And I have a feeling we are going to see him at some point, unless he came to his senses. Because in season one, you did see the father, and I will say they do have a. But much like her son, I think she is she is obviously incredibly overbearing, blah blah blah. The 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 kid seems to have the father's disposition, like just go along with mom, wife, to keep the peace kind of deal. So uh, she boy, let me tell you, this woman could keep a shrink employed full time just with her issues, oh, for a very long, long time. Um, and as they were sitting on the couch, Nancy said, I don't want to be a roadblock to finding his true love. Oh, bullshit. Yeah, no, I bullshit on that. That is absolutely what she wants to do. Um, it, God, she is so vile. So eventually, Matt says that he has met someone, and that would be Brittany, 26 years old.
It's Brittany,
Now,
bitch.
um, Matt says mom doesn't know about her yet. And you're not going to go to girlfriend title without mom's approval. That's just the way it is. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. This guy, he ain't good looking enough. He doesn't have enough money. He doesn't have enough personality to, like, once you hear this insanity coming from him, the little girl is cute. I do not understand what she thinks she needs a closeted gay man who's, well, let's just say that middle age is not going to be kind to Matthew. I think Matthew is already starting to look like his mom. He's getting her body, you know.
Oh my gosh, he is.
He
It's not.
is.
He's going to be Norman Bates. I mean, that's what's happening here.
Yeah, yeah. Except I don't think that he will put a machete through Kelly, even though he probably should.
For her own sake, yeah.
No, for our sake.
For our sake, yes. For the dog's sake. For
And Matthew,
everybody's
for your
sake.
own sake, trust me on this. She's going to make your life miserable. I truly believe that. I don't think Kelly does. Not for 1 minute do I think she wants what's best for him. Because let's face it, what would be best for him would not be to live in her backyard under her thumb right here. What would be best for him is to be a big boy and stand on his own and meet a nice girl and, maybe get married and start a family. I don't think there's any woman that Kelly would. It's not about, to me, it's not about the woman. It never will be about the woman. It's always going to be about Kelly needing. To me, it's actually a form of abuse. What? Can
It's
you
totally
imagine?
abuse.
Can you imagine what this bitch must have been like when he was little? Oh,
It's probably why he is in the closet.
and I do think he just has a whole lot of mannerisms. Um, I think he may not know he's gay yet, but I think he is for sure.
Fluzzy, Fuzzy, and Fizz. How cute. Hey, Sassy, Mamacita. I do think Brittany's a cute, normal, typical,
Yes,
cute,
yes. I have
girl.
no clue what she wants with him. Um, Matt also said, "quote I just know my mom is going to put the next girl through hell." End quote. Yeah. To which I wrote, "What the hell are you bringing to the table, Matthew? What is Matthew bringing besides some bitch hole, overbearing, psychotic mother who wants
Hey,
to be
Charlotte. Whose graves were they
everything?"
at? I think when they go to the graves, they aren't visiting. I feel like they're just there to look at their plots.
Yeah, that is what they're doing.
Together
Okay, and
forever.
what kind is that in this episode? Let me see. Uh, I think that is in the second episode. Um, He says, my ex didn't accept the quirkiness of my mom.
Quirkiness, yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
that's an understatement.
Yeah, we have a different way of interpreting quirkiness, apparently. And Brittany says that Matt is the sweetest guy I know. Yeah, well, something tells me that that's going to wear real thin about 6.5 minutes after meeting Kelly. Matt's relationship with his mother is very intense. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, no, you do, honey. Listen to that inner voice. Yes, you do. They meet for dinner so that Matt can, I don't know, get the final, like, he's feeling out to see, I guess, if she's worthy of meeting Mommy Dearest. And he makes no bones of, I will say, in his defense, probably because he knows there is absolutely no way to sugarcoat it. There's not going to be any like slowly easing anyone into this insanely bizarre family. Um, he is very upfront about the relationship he has with his mom. And I think he does have the realization. I think he has enough self awareness to know that my mom is a problem. I don't know. Do you think that he sees the relationship with his mom as a problem, or it's
Oh,
just the way
yeah.
it is and
I
always will be?
absolutely think he does. He is one of the few that I think sees it for or expresses it more, at least in his just you can tell from him. I think
I
he would probably be the most happy to break away. I think he would do, in other words, the
I do
sum
too.
of all the guys together. I don't know that they would ever want things to change, even if they could change them. But I feel like this guy would probably flourish and actually be happier.
I do too. I agree. I think that this is a Kelly problem. I don't think this is a Matt problem. I think he has been, I think he's a nice person. I think he's so used to it that he probably a lot like his dad. It's probably just easier to do what Kelly wants than to face the wrath when you don't. And I will say that I am going to give him credit for being very upfront about the fact that his mom, you know, while he doesn't say it, he says it without saying it, my mom's a weird bitch and my mom runs
Exactly.
my life. So I will give him that. That's more than I can say for, well, any of the rest thus far. Um so they go to dinner and he tells Brittany that he wants to know if she is ready to meet his mom. And she wants to know if it's a test. And it's like, well, yeah, basically. And do you think that this girl has any idea of the depth of the depravity of this situation?
No, I think even after they meet, I still don't think that she has the full picture of just how strange it is.
Yeah, I don't either. She's young. I mean, I think she's 26, I think. Yeah, I mean, think about it. I can tell you I never in all my life met any man. who had a relationship anywhere remotely
Oh
close to
gosh, no.
anything like. So how could this girl? I mean, she's probably like, oh well, yeah, he does live in the backyard, but something tells me that she has no idea that mom was quite thrilled to see him in his underwear.
Ew, yeah. I don't think she has any
No,
clue what's
this
coming.
poor girl has literally no clue. All right, so that's it for them. And now Shakib, 32, his mom Layla, 64, and oh yes, the illustrious Emily. Okay, these two are just dating. They are not married. I can't imagine they'll ever get married.
No.
And this this couple also appeared on season 1. Now, here's something interesting. In season 1, I hated Layla. Layla and Tootie. Who's Tootie? Do you remember who Tootie is?
No.
That's the parrot.
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, Layla has a parrot
Oh.
that she just, well, you would think it's a little dog that you put in a purse, but it's a parrot. Or I'm sorry, a parakeet. Um, okay, so in the first season, I detested her. I hated her with a passion. I think he is kind of similar to Matthew in the respect that I think he goes along to get along most of the time, but very interesting. In this season, I'm I'm kind of I hate Emily.
Do
I cannot
you?
stand Emily. She is a spoiled bitch, an immature, spoiled. She throws multiple tantrums. Um, and while I thought Layla was the supervillain in the first season of this show, now I Layla's still overbearing, but I totally understand why she does not want her son with this crazy bitch. So, um, when when we meet them in season 1, Emily was very obsessed with getting engaged. And if you think she's obsessed about getting engaged because she just loves Shakib so much and this is the man for her, the man of her dreams, no, not in my opinion. Emily's just a materialistic, immature bitch who wants a ring, like a lot of girls and a lot of even women. To Emily, getting married is about the ceremony and the party. She has no clue at all what a marriage is about. Despite being old enough that she's, how old is this bitch?
She looks so young.
Uh, he's 32, and I think she she is not far off from that. I don't think. I thought maybe I had her down in a different. I thought I put her age somewhere. They're relatively close in age. Um, and when we meet them this season, they talk about the fact that they broke up in season 1. She's on him all season, harping on his ass about wanting this ring. And when I tell you she wants a ring, I think he said it was a $40,000 ring.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
This is her big thing she's hung up on. So he decides, after listening to mom, who tells him, "You're she's not the girl for you. And he's like, well, mom, she's gonna break up with me if she doesn't get a ring. So mom says, give her a promise ring. And he listens to his mom. He tells Emily he's going to take her to the park. They're going to have lunch, and he's got a surprise. Emily thinks, oh, this is it. She's getting her big ring. The mother goes to the park and hides, like in the bushes somewhere, so she can watch. Because she told her son, I know this ring is not what she wants. If she is not gracious about this and grateful for what the gift you're giving her, she is not the girl for you. And Emily, oh, God bless her, Emily has a full-blown meltdown in the park. She threw a drink at him. She took the ring and threw it in the grass. Oh my God, she had an epic meltdown. She continued her meltdown after they all leave the park. He goes back home to his mom's house. She shows up. The mother has like window boxes of flowers on her porch. The mother won't open the door. This bitch goes crazy. She starts pulling all of her plants.
Oh my gosh. Maybe that's why he likes her. She's a lot like his mother.
This is why in this episode, remember when she comes over with the plants to give Layla?
Yes.
That's why. Because in season 1, she ripped all of her plants out of the window boxes while she was having this epic meltdown.
Ah, now it makes sense why she wasn't so receptive to it. Because I was like, gosh, she's being so mean. I mean, the girl's trying to give her some plants. Now I know why.
Girl, go back and watch the very last episode of season 1 with these two. You will die laughing. It is hilarious. So in the interim, they get back together. Of course, Emily still wants her engagement ring, and his mom still hates her. So when we meet them, oh my God, I'm just thinking of her ripping all this. Oh, that bitch is crazy. They're back together. They are living together. And it starts off with the two of them sit down on the couch and they're talking to the cameraman. And Emily comes out with this gem when asked about them getting back together. And, well, how'd you get back together? Why'd you get back together? And she says, there is no other woman that compares to me. This bitch she looks like a Persian cat. She looks like a bloated Persian cat. That's
ew. She does. Oh my gosh.
She is not a pretty girl. Not to me. She's a very it's part her personality and part the bitch is just ugly. I mean, to me. But I when she said that, I said, "Oh yes, Emily has severely overestimated her own attributes." The mother still hates her ass. She does show up with her offering of little like 99-cent plants from Home Depot to after I don't know how long it's probably been. Oh, a year, 2 years. She's going to replace all the plants that she ripped out in a childish tantrum. So they're now living together, and Layla, mom, says in her opening scene, okay, her worst nightmare has come to pass, which is Shakib moved out of her house. That is her biggest nightmare. And she says, quote, Most of the time, I cry with Tootie.
Oh my gosh, her and the bird are crying.
And she really does. Here's the thing, she really does cry. I
It's like
believe
they
her when she
mourn
says,
over them as if they're like gone. That is so strange.
I believe that she. Now, you know what's interesting? In season one, I think Layla, I think she has a husband. Yes, she. Okay, I don't know if we're going to see him in episodes down the road, but she has a husband. It's not like she's living there all alone. And I believe her when she says that she just sits and cries with her. I gotta say, when my son moved out, yeah, no, I wasn't crying. Oh my god.
And
Um.
doesn't she say that she smells his freaking clothes?
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah. Yes. When he came over to see her, Emily, the bitch, sits in the car because she's like, no, I'm not going in. She's probably afraid that Layla will,
Oh yeah, I
shank
would be
her with
afraid too.
a knife from the butcher block.
Hey,
Um,
Perpetual.
so I have to say, I think Shakib is, I think he humors his mother's. I think he is very well aware of the fact that his mom's feelings are over the top where he's concerned. I think he is very, I think he's very respectful of the fact that he knows that. I get the impression that Shakib does not look at this as his mom manipulating him. I think he believes that she truly does just love him so much. And I tell you, I actually kind of feel the same way. I think, I mean, some of it is manipulation on her part, but I really do think that I mean, it's over the top. It's not normal, but I think she really does. Unlike disgusting Kelly, I I very much get the impression that Layla really does want to see him with a wife and to have a family. Um, and yeah, she just doesn't want it to be Emily. And she's kind enough to set up a lunch date for Shakib with a friend's daughter. Um,
Who is actually really pretty, and I think they
yes,
got along really well.
yes, much. That is why I truly believe that. Plus, it is very much a cultural thing. They are
Yes.
Muslim, and it is a cultural. They want their children, the boys and the girls, to marry and to have their own children and to keep their bloodline going,
Mm-hmm.
their traditions and their religious beliefs. That is very much a cultural thing. That is why I do believe that Layla is not some whack bitch like Kelly. I think she just hates Emily, and she's right to hate her because Emily, I don't know what Emily does for a job. I I want to say from season one, she actually I think has a decent job. I think she is pretty educated. Um, I want to say it's either something in engineering or I don't think it's finance. She's a professional though. She's if I'm not mistaken. Um, but the mother knows that it ain't gonna work. And it's not. because Emily has a lot of growing up to do. So I I tend to think that of all of the ones we have met thus far, I think Layla, I mean, I hate to say that she's the most normal because I don't know that I would go that far, but I think she does want to see her son married. Just not to
I
Emily.
agree.
She
She
said,
doesn't she doesn't give off that weird undertone like the
no, she
rest
doesn't.
or like the other woman.
She doesn't. And what's interesting is she very much did in season one, but because we didn't see Emily's, I mean, you saw all through the season that Emily was a little bitch and that she's very immature, but you didn't see the like Emily needs anger management. She has a very explosive temper when things don't go her way. So while I thought Layla was, I hated her guts up until the last episode, and now I actually like her, and I think Shakib, while he's a bit of a cad, because let's face it, Layla. Okay, so he's living in this apartment with Emily, and he wants his mom to come over and do some kind of blessing, and I guess she's resisted up until the point where he makes a deal with her that he will meet her friends. Yusra, Yusra is her name. Um,
Mhm.
he says he will agree to go meet her for coffee if Layla will agree to come and give a blessing at the apartment. And well, they both follow through, one to more of a degree than the other. But even when Shakib goes to the house and Emily waits in the car in the opening to see his mom, he takes a dozen roses. And I will tell you that in season one, he he was always giving his mom flowers or bringing her little gifts. So I think he is very, he is a bit of a cad. He's a little bit manipulative. He's plays games to a degree, but I think overall he is a decent. He Of all of these idiots, these two probably have the most healthy relationship. And I think he is a good son to his mother. And I think he will be a decent husband to whoever he marries, which I'm quite certain will not be Emily. I mean, do you get the impression that he loves Emily? I just
No.
don't get it. I don't get that
No.
from him with her.
No, he doesn't. It doesn't seem. I don't know. And of course, not knowing prior shows, um, and getting to see them together then, which I'm looking forward to doing, as a matter of fact.
Just
But I just,
watch the last one. That'll tell you everything you need to know. And
and he's
what do you
open
think
to
of
the idea
Layla?
of having lunch, with another woman. So clearly, he could have turned that down and said, "Look,
Yep,
mother, that's cheating
yep.
on my woman."
Which
But
he
he sure
did.
was open to it.
Season one, he did because Layla was trying to do all the same thing in the first season, and he would not do it. So I I think he sees the immaturity in Emily. I think he would probably like it to work with her, but and it was interesting that he really seemed to like this girl that he resisted so much going to meet. He actually, oh, you know what? That reminds me. He is he has actually been married before. He was
Oh.
married to it was an arranged marriage, and he said that is why it did not work because there was no love there. He did it out of obligation. So I he will not be as easy to go along with another mate that Layla. I'm assuming Layla picked the first one. But since you didn't see her the first season, what are your feelings on Layla? Like, how do you, in comparison to the other ones we've talked about, how do you see her?
I definitely think she doesn't hold that bizarre factor to her, which is good. She does seem
Mm-hmm.
overbearing. She does seem I didn't realize at first they were Muslim. I had no idea, but I could sense that old world mama, feeling from her. And I don't know, I guess I kind of accepted it a little bit. I was like, ah, yeah, I can see why she's that way. She just seems like the type of woman that would be that way. Which, I shouldn't excuse it, but I did see it. And maybe it's because she did lack the creep factor that it was more understandable that she was the way she was. I didn't like that, despite the fact that Emily, uh, is a biatch. I didn't like the fact that she did set him up with somebody. And I really didn't like the fact that he even said that he had thought about that chick even after their date. He had thought about her a few times afterwards. I thought, okay, wow, that kind of sucks.
Yep,
But I did like the girl he went on the date with because
I did too.
she seemed, she was attractive. She seemed, really laid back and nice, and she agreed with his overbearing mother. She didn't think it was weird.
Right, because it's a cultural thing. In in the Muslim culture, it's they take that honoring your mother and father
Oh
much
yeah.
more serious than in this day and age we do. Um, so Emily, he said that he goes to visit his mom 3 to 5 times a week. And I tell you what, I think to me that really speaks volumes about I I I see that he seems to have a real genuine love for his a normal love and respect for his mother. Because I mean, at his age, that is a lot. I mean, my son lives 15 minutes from me. I don't see my son 3 to 5 times a week. I
Yeah,
see
their
him 1 to 2 times a
their
week.
relationship seems to be more of a typical she's just a super, overbearing, hovery
Over
mom, even though
involved.
he's older, blah blah blah. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that she don't seem to be as smothering. She just seems to be more opinionated, I guess.
And what do you think about the call it the mommy knows best factor? Like, I'm sure we have all. I know my son had his share of a girlfriend here or there that I of course he was so young, so when I say I knew that she wasn't right or she wasn't the one, it was mainly because of the age. But I what do you think of do you think there are how much do you buy into that like mom mom does know when someone is not when the relationship isn't going to work, whether it's for multiple reasons, and mom knows this because of her life experience and her age. I mean, how much do you buy into that or
Yeah, I
believe
think
in
it's
that?
a real thing. I
Oh,
think
I do too.
the only difference being, how much of that should a person express, and clearly she makes it very clear how she feels. And if she did pick his first wife, obviously She doesn't know as much as she thinks she does.
Yeah, that's that's a good point, and I agree with that. I think, however, with Emily, I think that she knows because she knows the cultural differences are going to be a problem, and more than that, I think she sees they are their personalities are so diametrically opposed. He he is really laid back and pretty chill, and
She seems super uptight.
oh, big time.
I
I
bet
mean,
she is the one who bought him those little booty socks. And she is actually wearing socks too. She has on a skirt or a dress or whatever it is because I
yes.
remember after I saw his little sock feet, then when she sat down on the couch, I noticed she had on like friggin' tube socks. I was like, okay, why? And then I was like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe it's just because they want to keep their carpet clean. But I was like, gosh, that's a little uptight.
How about when he gets so he goes and he has lunch with the girl that mom sets up. Mom is coming over to the apartment and he tells Emily that she's got to leave. She can't be there.
Yeah, no, that
And
was a bit much for me. I think I would have said, "Absolutely not. I'm not leaving my house. She can come or
when
not."
and Emily being Emily, she agreed but knew in the back of her mind that yeah, you can suck it. I'll stay gone for as long as I feel like staying gone. And so naturally, she shows up way before she's supposed to. And he opens the door and he goes, "What are you doing here?" And she goes, "I live here." And they were all singing Kumbaya by the time it was over.
Yeah,
Well,
so far so good. I'm sure
as
that's not gonna last.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I'm almost positive it's not going to either. Um. Oh, she's got the two dogs. Emily's got two. They look like Bijans. I know because I have a Bijan, and the one is definitely a Bijan. The other one looks like some kind of a, I don't know, some kind of a poodle mix.
Yeah.
And he said they're Coco and Mimi. And he said Emily's dogs have been problematic in my life.
Problematic. Oh my god.
Yeah, he okay, I don't see anything else. All right, we've got one couple left, and good God, girl, I think we were very over. We over. No, I should say we greatly. Yes, we greatly overestimated how much we were going to be able to get done in this one night
Oh
because
yeah.
we are 2 hours in, and we're just getting ready to finish up episode one. So tell me, what do you think of what's tomorrow's Wednesday? Can you come? Can you do tomorrow?
Sure.
Or okay, but we do have Saturday because
Mhm.
the show we were going to do, remember we decided to ace that in favor of catching up with these shows rather than the true crime thing. So
Yep.
we have Saturday night. So if we can do, we'll finish this one. We will do, we can finish, well, let's finish this one up and then we will decide whether we're coming back before Saturday to do episode two or if we want to do, we'll figure that part out in a minute.
That sounds like
Okay.
a plan.
All right. So here we are at with the last couples of this episode. And now we have Trey, 29, his mom Lorinda, and his girlfriend Abby, 26. And they have a child, Cam, who is 7 years old. They are from Mississippi. And I immediately like this guy. I
Me too.
And you know what? I like his mom too.
Oh my gosh, me too. It was not until later into the 3 episodes that I really decided that she was getting on my nerves because overall, I really, really liked her. And I keep thinking, well, maybe
I
it's
like all of them.
the girlfriend that's not trying hard enough. Maybe she should try to be a, I don't know, a little kinder
Oh,
to her, but it didn't work
I
even when
kind of
she
feel
was
like
nice.
she's been trying. Um, okay, and this is an interracial couple. Trey and his mom are African American, and Ashley is not, and they're in Mississippi. So I would imagine, and I think she does. Does she actually say that, they live in a really small southern town where I don't know that I got the impression that where they live is kind of like redneck, and you know,
Probably.
they're probably back in Stone Age thinking, and let's just say that I am sure that they may have the added obstacle of, some backwards thinking where
I
they
would
live.
agree.
In fact,
Okay,
let's almost,
Fizz doesn't agree with us on something. He
oh,
thinks we're drunk. So is it the mother or him or the
let's see.
girlfriend?
That what? The mother, wait a minute, let me go down to the bottom. Is it a brand new comment? Okay, let's see. Uh, what I think. Okay, wait, now which. Oh, he thinks that, let's see. Oh
Maybe
God,
he's
no,
not talking
I'm
about
not
our
drunk, but I am confused.
maybe he's not talking about our latest folks. Oh
Well,
wait. Oh,
keep
I think he was talking
Miss
to
Crane,
Perpetual.
keep us up to date, and we'll yeah, because I'm
But I
lost.
think that the girlfriend to me, something about her, even though I think she's nice and I think she really loves him, the
I do too,
mother the
and I
mother
think he
has.
loves her.
Oh, yes, definitely. And I think she can attribute his just he's really docile and easygoing, or he seems to
Hmm.
be. I do
Passive
think that's
to
very passive.
that place where it's like, I would be willing to bet it probably holds him back in, maybe he could, like, career wise. I could see where this guy, some people are just, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but there are people who are just satisfied to find a place where they're comfortable and stay there. And
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody is about, constantly, I need to make more money. I need to get a bigger house. I need a better car. Not everybody's like that. And I mean, I've got family that is close family that's very much of that mindset. Like, you know, it's it's the time that I can spend that is more important to me. But with him, he's just really like laid back to the, although I don't know, doesn't he, what does he do for work? Does he work at a distribution center or something? I know he gets up at the ass crack of dawn.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember specifically. But there were things I feel like that there's always little truth nuggets dropped by the mothers, even though they're crazy, that make me kind of question things about the girlfriend. Like I do question, does she cook for him? Is she willing to do all these
Oh,
things?
yeah, no, I think, didn't she say, well, yeah, she, I also see some of that trait in her, because even the way she talks is like
Mhm.
really slow. And she said, well, I don't do all that stuff because his mom does it. Which I kind of agree with you. I So when we meet these two, the opening scene is Trey and his mom in their backyard making, were they TikTok videos? Is that what they were doing? I think they were TikTok. I wrote it down. Let me see. Trey said, for fun, me and my mom make videos. She's a hoot. And I tell you what, God bless her, because I think Lorinda she is in her 60s, I think. And he teaches her dance moves, and the two of them are out busting a move in the backyard making TikTok videos. And
Oh,
they've got
yeah,
this
she's
really
very
kind of cool
spry.
little shtick. And of all of them, in these two, I see a real, true love, an absolute, complete love for each other. Um, that is, I think, the most normal. I mean, Lorenda's a little over the top, and he indulges her, but I think it's because, as he explains, it was just him and his mom for many years. And they were very close because of that. So I think that is a difference that definitely makes a very tight, close, even closer maybe than two parent homes between a mother and a son when it is just the two of them. So
Yeah, I think that's why I kinda gave her a pass too, because the story was just a little bit endearing, like, oh,
I
single
thought it was too.
mom. Yeah, it seemed like he's like her best friend, which would
Yes,
make
and
sense.
that absolutely came shining through, that they truly enjoy each other's company. He's
Yeah.
not just indulging his mom.
Nope, it's not forced.
He wants to be with her, and there is no doubt. I think of all of them, if Lorinda could just back off a little, and he could just be a little more assertive in reasoning with Lorinda, and just maybe saying, Mom, look,
Lorinda
please.
needs a man.
Yes,
I mean, I think she would do good with a man. And Fizz said, I'm all about someone cleaning and cooking for me, but you can't come and go as you please. Yeah, I think that's a little
she
bothersome when,
does live in the backyard,
yeah.
or as they put it, down the hill. It looks like they live on at least an acre. And
Mm-hmm.
how did he explain it? That was the home that he is living in now. He and what's her name? Why can't I remember her name?
Lorinda.
Oh no, the girlfriend, Abby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the home that Trey and Abby and their child Cam live in, that was his house growing up. He bought it and moved Lorinda down the yard. Or is it up the? How did they put it, down the hill? She lives down the hill, and which literally is not a hill; it's like an embankment. And she lives in like a mother-in-law. And he gets up very early every morning. I think he said 5 a.m. to go to his job. Abby, oh, not Emily, Abby. Abby works for her girlfriend who owns a boutique in town. She models the clothes for the website. She does not go to work until like 10 o'clock. But every morning at 5 a.m., Lorenda comes flying down the hill, lets herself into the kitchen, and starts making her baby breakfast
But you know what? I think if I
pancakes.
was the girlfriend, other than the fact that she gets her woke up, which I think's rude as shit, but I think I would be totally down with, well, I don't know. I guess the
At 5
alternative,
a.m., I wouldn't do it.
yeah.
I would
Now,
not want to do it.
now that would depend on whether if he was expecting the girlfriend to do it. I think it would be
You
like
know,
it would be a blessing to have somebody else come and do it like that. But if he would just do it himself, then yeah, I'd totally rather just be able to sleep in.
I agree. And I do not get the impression that he does expect it. I really don't think he does. I think that he's happy to let Lorinda do it. But I think if she said, look, Trey, I can't do this anymore. I got a job, I got a boyfriend, whatever. I think he would be perfectly fine with, he'd
Yeah,
do
I
what
do
every
too.
other dude does. He'd throw some shit in the microwave or stop at the 7-Eleven, grab a donut, throw it down your gullet, and call it a morning. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't think I didn't get the impression that he'd be like, hey, Abby, get up. You need to go make me a grand slam before I go to work. I don't see that.
Oh, have
Um,
a good night, Perpetual. I think if I really believe,
thank you for joining us.
yes, I do
Um,
believe in this scenario that if I'm holding out hope for them. I'll say it that way.
I think that this I think of all of them, this could be the one that is probably here's all right. So we meet Lorinda. She comes in the morning. She makes the food. She lives in the back. Abby, they show her at her job. She's talking to her girlfriend, and she says, well, today's Valentine's Day. And every year, Trey, it is also Lorinda's birthday.
Hmm.
Every year, the two of them go to dinner for Valentine's Day, and Abby has never been invited. And I will say, on this, I think Trey and Lorinda both need to. This to me, it's very easily fixed because Lorinda, for whatever reason, the two of them, Trey and his mom, are hell bent that nope, this is our day. We've done this. This is just for us. And Abby tells Trey that, she would like to be invited. So he says, okay, well, let me talk to my mom. And in a real bitch move, he doesn't talk to his mommy. He just goes ahead and goes and never gets back with his girlfriend who wants to marry him. She really wants to marry this man that she has this child with. And these two have been together since high school. I,
Yeah.
I believe there is genuine love between the two of them. And I think it's terrible that he did what he did. But to me, it's so simple to fix. It's okay, mom, you and I are going to go to dinner at 5 o'clock. And then I'm going to bring you home. And then Abby, you and I are going to go to dinner at 8 or whatever. Go, you know, bring takeout. I don't know, but it's of all the deeply rooted issues that so many of these people have, I think theirs are the most fixable. And Abby said more than once that if he doesn't find a way to strike a balance between her and the mom, that she said she's not going to keep doing this forever. And she's a very cute girl. I mean, she seems kind of soft spoken and nice natured, whereas so many of these people are not. So I don't know. I don't think she's going to wait around forever for him to. I can totally see how this girl feels like she is playing second fiddle to his mother.
Oh yeah, and if she's been dealing with it since high school, then she's known for a long time, and long
Mm-hmm.
enough to know that it's time for her to bow out if it doesn't change. And yeah, Fizz, she is cute. She's a cute girl, and
Yeah, I think she is.
I think that they could easily, like, I don't know, I guess if I was her and I knew his mother was like that, and she's older, whatever, I would be like, you know what, just take her on Valentine's Day, do whatever y'all got to do with the birthday thing, whatever. But the day after, she's gonna have to
Yes.
babysit.
Yep, that's super easy too. That because it's not about the day. It's I mean it is in a way, but you can have the day. It's about the idea of the day.
Yeah, like I
Um
think that was that they highlighted that, but I feel like that would probably be, although it was
I think
strange
that would
with
work.
the roses and all that weirdness, but I do think that that is the least of their issues, her coming in out of the house with the key and all that. Take her key. That's what I'm hoping happens.
I do think that Lorinda, she I thought that the talk about on Valentine's Day and when she and Trey were at dinner, I did think that some of that was kind of mean spirited catty.
Yeah.
I think she definitely expects. I think based on the relationship she had with her son, his entire childhood, I
Mhm.
think she absolutely expects the same closeness like that.
Yes,
I
I
think she is
agree.
going to expect that forever.
Yeah,
And
birthday in the morning, Valentine's in the evening. In the
very
evening,
simple. Very
hubba
simple.
hubba.
Oh, God.
Well, hopefully the hubba hubba would be in the evening and not with the birthday.
Oh, yeah. There are so many ways to make it better. I truly put it this way. I think that Lorinda loves her son enough that if he comes to her in a serious way and says, "Mom, look, we have a child together. I love her. This is who I want to marry and be with.
Yeah.
I'm crazy about you. I'm, you know, I I am always going to be. I'm going to see you every day, or we live on the same piece of property. But mom, you gotta cool it. I I think she would do it for her son, not for Abby, for her son. I think that he doesn't have any balls when it comes to mom.
Well,
He
yeah,
doesn't want
even the
to.
friend said he brings them all lunch and everything. So
Mhm.
he's evidently super duper serving to the women as far, just leaning to their whims. So yeah, I think there's hope. I think too, it makes me again question the mom saying, well, I think she had made a
Mhm.
remark about a particular situation where she had said, "Well, are you going to cook for him and do this and that?" And she kind of made a face or whatever. So, maybe she's afraid that girl's not going to, take care of him or be a good wife. I mean, maybe she has legitimate concern somewhere because she's known the little girl for a long time. I say little girl,
Yeah.
she's grown, but she's
Yeah.
known her since high school.
Hmm. I yeah, I think I have to say, the minute their their opening scene, I immediately got a good feeling about both of them. I
Yeah.
Of all of them, they seem the most down to earth, the most, for the most part, normal, well adjusted. And I think that because I do believe that this woman just loves and adores her son so much, I think if he did come to her and just approach it, kind of like I just said, I do believe she would be receptive to it. I think that she loves her son enough that she will want him to be happy.
I
And
agree.
I yeah, this I think they'll I'm I'm rooting for all of them because I like all of them, all three of them.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. They're probably my
um,
favorite.
I don't think there was. Yeah, I mean, even in my notes, I said instantly likable. I think. Yeah, he said his mom is his BFF and that she worked 2 jobs most of his life to support him. Oh, I did write this down. Abby said, if he can't give me the attention I need and she can't back off a little bit, then we need to just go ahead and end it.
That's the sad part is I think as much as I think they have the best chance, I also think on the flip side that she has been dealing with this long enough that she really may be
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah. And it's both of them that are contributing, Trey and his mom. It's all 3 of them that
Oh
are
yeah.
contributing to the problem. All 3 of them could just do a few things that would not be terribly painful, I wouldn't think, for any of them to make this a lot better. So, okay, so before we go, who do you like the most as far as first tell me um okay, I want you to tell me if you have to have one of these guys, like you must. You have to pick one.
Oh god.
Which one are you picking?
Trey.
Okay. And one of the mothers who's and it can be, you can put any mother with Trey. You don't have to take his.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna go with oh gosh. I want to go with Lorinda, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lorinda too. I'm gonna go with her too. I was gonna say Matthew's mom, but nah, I'm backing out. She's too mental. I think Lorinda has mental things too, her attachment, and she's probably lonely, etc. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Trey and Lorinda. I'm gonna
Okay.
stick with them.
Um okay, so who do you hate the most?
Probably Robert's mother. She has just said
Nancy.
to me, yes, Nancy has just been just
Nancy's a
downright
ghetto viper.
mean. Yeah.
She is a ghetto viper. She is a
Yes.
ghetto viper gangbanger.
She she is, and she is just downright mean. When you start saying stuff about the kids and stuff, that's just mean.
She is very mean spirited. She
You
and
pick
she's
Fizz Crank, you would pick the gay dude's mom as your favorite or your least favorite? I feel like you could probably end up I feel like I could talk to her maybe and talk her down a little bit, but I do think she has a lot of really, really for real
this
mental
crank.
issues.
Is that as your
Oh, that's his
your
least.
least?
Yeah.
Let's see. My favorite person on here, definitely Trey, and my least favorite, or who I just hate the most. Um, you know, it's a toss up. I think I'm gonna have to go with Nancy. I really hate Kelly too,
Yeah.
but I I don't think Kelly. I hate Kelly for different reasons, but at least Kelly, you could train like a dog. I think
Absolutely.
you could put her on a little short leash and you could let her out of her cage for very short bursts of time and you could probably count on her not to completely embarrass you or get you arrested. Nancy, not so much.
No.
We can't
She's
teach Nancy
unhinged.
anything. No.
No.
Yes, Nancy's unhinged. Okay. All right. So now We're done with episode 1. We already have Saturday night that is set. So we can either do on Saturday night, we can do episode 2 and try and get oh, wait a minute. Thursday is Naked and Afraid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Those tend to go pretty quickly because they don't have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like crazy drama like these people.
No,
So,
yeah.
how about you and I tomorrow? We'll pick. We know for sure Thursday and Saturday, and then we will decide tomorrow whether we are going to be doing episode 2 on Saturday and finishing up 3 on. Y'all, we will let you know tomorrow in a community post. But you
Yeah.
will see us Thursday
Mm-hmm.
and Saturday for sure. The other day that we need to do to get caught up, we will let you know tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
Okie dokie. Well, I did pretty good. I still have 4% left in my iPad.
Nice.
This was fun. And oh, it's gonna get more interesting. Y'all, hopefully these will not take as long in subsequent episodes, I don't think, because we're not going to have to lay out all the groundwork about who these nut jobs are, what their problem is. It'll be more. In fact, let me just look real quick at my note. Oh well, I might have made a liar out of myself because I have the exact same amount of notes.
Oh, we appreciate you sticking around, Fizz.
But I'll
It's a
thin
good
them down.
show.
I will thin these. I will thin the notes down. Oh, thank you, Fizz Frank. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. Well, I had fun.
Me too.
What
I
have
might
you
go
been doing?
binge watch some more of it. But guys, if you have not caught up, it is I Love a Mama's Boy, and we are going over it is season 3, episode
Mm-hmm.
1 through 3.
Yep.
So if you're a replay person and you happen to see this or you're watching right now, get caught up. It's a good one.
Yep. This one is packed full of dysfunction.
Yes, it
Dysfunction
is.
and hateable people. What more can you ask for? I'm just watching my big fat cat just rolling around. He's on his back. Poor thing. He's like Jabba the Hutt. He is so fat when he wants to lick his belly. Well, his gut is so big that he can't, get where he needs to get.
Yeah. Oh, he's so cute. I
Yes,
love
he's a
him.
good boy.
Love him.
All right, I'm going to come and I'll come help you out.
Alrighty,
All right.
guys.
I'm
We
going to go scratch
appreciate
the itch that
y'all.
Whoopi can't reach.
See, you're a good mommy.
Yeah, well, he doesn't give me much choice. It never, as soon as I get in bed for the night, he gets within 5 minutes, he's up there and he'll jump on the bed and he'll come and he'll stand on me and just headbutt me like.
Oh, that's how they let you know they love you.
Oh, and he will actually like when I'll do this and then he'll. There's no ignoring him. Like he will not have it. It's no. I'll tell you when you're done, and you just keep doing it. Otherwise, he will just keep swatting me, right?
Yes, Janica, it is. It's a really good show. And all you guys get caught up and that way you will know exactly what we're talking about. You won't be disappointed. It's chock full of everything, all the trash that you could ever want. So yeah, we will put on the community tab tomorrow and let you know our catch up day if we do it tomorrow night and try to keep getting caught up. That way we're current.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll keep rolling out shows as we finish one, roll into another. And yeah, so I will drop down and let you carry us out. Thank you guys for
All
coming.
right. Well,
And if
thank
you're
you.
on the
I will talk to you
replay,
tomorrow.
and
Have
if
a
you're the
good night.
replay gang, hashtag
Yep.
replay gang in the comments. And I'm a dropping down, and you all have a very good night.
Yep, and I am right behind you. All right, I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope y'all like this. And hopefully, I'm gonna learn to take less notes because now that we've kind of laid the groundwork, although there is going to be in episode 3, we're gonna meet a new hateable, dysfunctional. Oh, they're bad. Oh God, they're bad. Um, but I'm gonna try and pare my notes down because now that you've kind of met these, oh my God, now that you've met the players in the shit show, I don't. We'll speed it up. We don't have to. I don't need to take such detailed notes. This is not a PhD level course on what did I say that complex was called? Oh hell, what did I call that? It's the opposite of the Oedipus complex. I scratched in my notes and now I can't even. Oh, the Jocasta complex. Go Google that word. Jocasta complex. And that describes several of the participants here. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Reality Bites. And we will see you, what's today? Tuesday. We're going to see you on Thursday for Naked and Afraid. Saturday for I Love a Mama's Boy. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Night night.